for a moment there. Sorry, I want to smack in the windows up top. I just want to make sure you guys can hear me in the mic right now. So I'm going to turn on comments here. Boom. And there we go. Give you all a minute to get in here real quick. It is cold out here in Keno, guys. It's snowing right now. Not super hard, but enough to let you know it's it's definitely cold. Give everybody a minute to get back in here. Make sure we're up and running. Whew. There we go, and we're in. Good, good, good. Hey, yeah, guys, I'm sorry. All my batteries died at the same time, so I was kind of stuck. I apologize for that. I got, hey, good looking out to Jen and everyone else who kind of dropped off some gloves. BCP's team hooked me up with some hand warmers. Good looking out, because, man, it is... I'm whining. Shut up. It's cold, yeah. Not as cold as it could be, but it's cold. So updates. It looks like the jury is getting ready to be released for the night, which has me wondering. Hey, real fast, the sound. How we doing on sound, you guys? Make sure we're good there. I'm gonna wait for a minute. No verdict yet. No verdict yet. Jury's been given instructions, and they're being released. Yeah, I think we're pretty good. We're good on mic? All right, cool. Cool. Is this too close? How we sounded in that microphone. Oh, man. Heated insoles, yeah. I got my, whew. I don't know if you guys saw, it was interesting. As I explained earlier, what happened with that couple that I was talking to was that they just showed up and they had they had a firearm on them, and they said, and then we got surrounded by police over here across the street from the courthouse. But I'm gonna flip it around and let you guys see what's going on. Whew. Oh, let me unzoom here. So there's like I said, it's just kind of like a media frenzy out here. You have some people, of course, that are protesting, against Kyle Rittenhouse. You have those that are advocating for Rittenhouse. Some people that are saying that the Second Amendment is on trial. Oh, I didn't see, my bad, man. I didn't see you there, my fault. What? You got a good angle, right? You good? All right, we're good. Whew. All right. That'd be great if that worked. Sorry about it being a little choppy, guys. I'm putting on gloves. So. The chant there is the count to 11, because 12 is like the call sign for police. So it's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then it goes to fuck 12. That's where it goes. And again, hold on for a moment. I'm just putting on gloves. It's getting a little bit choppy on the feed. I apologize. Ooh. All right, we're working on it. I wouldn't say the number is taboo, but so just to sum it up right now, they have the jury is being released for the day. They're being released out to the night, and it makes me wonder, are we going to be looking at basically a holdout for the weekend? And in that, there's a lot of opportunity for things to kind of fold their way into Monday of next week as it works out right now, because we've seen some things brought up today, MSNBC being booted from the courtroom for following the jurors back to their location. And hope you guys can hear me. And so the jury came back with some issues they were trying to cover, or the judge about the jury. That being said, now you've got, I think it just kind of, it stretched out the court proceedings for the day, possibly to push it into tomorrow, not probably intentionally, but that's how it worked out. And now we are, we're at a point now where we've got to, you got out here two different groups of people. I mean, a couple different groups of people. And I'm going to let you look at them, not me.
I said there's a whole better way that the world could be. And racism, and BLM, and racism. What's the problem? And racism, and BLM. What's the problem? And racism, and BLM. What's the problem? What's the problem? What's the problem? There's no matter what's racism. What's the problem? Racism, and BLM. And racism, and BLM. And racism, what's the problem? And racism, what's the problem? Revolution! 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 What's the problem? What's the
there's been some interesting conversations over there where people have had a chance to kind of like go back and forth. But there's also been a lot of shout downs. People just trying to shout each other down, which is people that are just kind of not open to other folks having their. Sorry, I keep forgetting that you guys. You know what? I'm gonna unplug this mic right now.
Slavery genocide and war. 5, 6, 7, 8. America was never great. 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 America was never great.
Hey, tell Pikachu I said hello. So let's see what some of these signs say. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a walk down here. It says support truth, which is search for the R, discover the U, live out of the, oh, my bad. I was reading it out of context. Search for the truth, discover the truth, live out of the truth. And it said, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. As quoted, as it says there, by MLK and Jesus Cristo.
If you don't want to be in America, we'll pay for you to leave. Why do you want to go? We'll pay for you to leave. As long as you promise never to come back. Yeah, so there's someone, what do you want to go? Venezuela or Cuba? You can decide. Venezuela or Cuba, we'll pay for it. Venezuela and Cuba, we'll give you all the free rides since you all want free stuff.
No, excuse me. Sorry about that.
Tickets to your communism heaven, Venezuela and Cuba. You can go live your socialist life.
If our ancestors were colonized,
No justice! I said no justice! I don't live my life based on what my parents or grandparents did. I live my life based on what I want to do.
Fuck Kyle! Free Kyle! Fuck Kyle!
free Kyle!
Free Kyle! Free Kyle! Free Kyle! Free Kyle! Free Kyle! Free Kyle! Free Kyle! Free Kyle! Free Kyle! Free Kyle! Free Kyle! Free Kyle! Free Kyle! Free Kyle! Free Kyle!
It is interesting, like what he said up here was Kyle is free right now. Like he's not. So yeah, point made. I mean, they're saying free Kyle. He's saying, man, Kyle's not in jail right now. So, but then he clarified and said they want him free on all charges. Check out the signage back there. Oh, now I get it. It's convict with a K. KKK.
NBLF. End racism. NBLF. End racism. NBLF. Yeah, you killed 3 white people. End racism. You killed 2 white people, you did one. He's still a killer. The most racist group in America is Black Lives Matter. Prove me wrong. Y'all some bastards. The most racist group in America is BLM. Prove me wrong. Because you can't. I just let them take it. I don't give a fuck. I go get a whole new one. I got money like that. Instead of y'all. BLM is a racist group. BLM is a racist group. I ain't scared to die. Y'all scared to die. BLM is the black KKK. 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 BLM is the black KKK.
Your mama is your cousin.
BLM is the black KKK.
I didn't see that one coming.
Oh, God. Get educated. You sound ignorant now.
If somebody says Black Lives Matter,
Halloween is definitely over. Why are you just like the Grim Reaper?
Go eat your bag of Cheetos. Your big ass. Oh, God.
So you hear a lot of heated exchanges here. What's with the Grim Reaper outfit here, man? What's this? What is it?
they think it's bad, man. They want your soul. They want all our souls. We're all sheep.
Okay.
They're up on the world stage. Black Lives Matter.
What are you trying to what's the message you want to get across?
Bullshit. This is just a circus, man. I just came here to join the circus.
You mean the court case or
This whole thing is all
all of this outside of the court?
Yeah, it's a big circus. Fuck up.
Do you not agree with anything that anyone over here is saying?
I don't know, man. There's certain things we all agree with. There's certain things we all agree with. But as far as the racism, KKK and Kyle being racist, he's not racist.
Right.
He's not racist. I don't know. They just bring that up every time they got nothing else to talk about.
Huh.
It's like, if we were all blind, no one would have nothing to talk about. No one would have anything to say about it. But then it's all, oh, he talks about it. Or what? You know, he doesn't talk loud enough. I mean, how far does it go?
Feel you, man.
If someone grabbed my gun, they wouldn't be walking away.
That was interesting to hear that, man. Like, I wouldn't let anybody take a gun out of my hands. That'd be scary, man. I honestly, that's what guns freak me out. I don't want anything to do with them.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah. Stay warm, man. You appreciate it, man.
I'll see you again.
All right, man.
But I'm
okay. Yeah, be good, all right?
I'll say, hey, Reaper.
I will. I definitely will. CJ TV.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Wait 1 second, let me slide around here if I could. Can I slide
I
in
don't
real
know,
quick?
okay? So I'm not judging, I'm just saying, look, I don't know you.
You mind if I slide in?
So
Sure.
if
I
I
wanna
see
hear this.
somebody that has a BLM shirt, in my opinion, they're racist towards me because they're putting their race above mine. So now, just by you wearing that shirt, you're insulting me.
But what if I were to wear a White Lives Matter shirt? Would that?
Wait,
But guess what?
They
I would be
would,
called
and
a
that's the
KKK
problem.
member.
I have
Yes,
something
they would.
surprising
But
to
I
say.
would be
They
called a
attack
KKK
people that
member.
have
I think
all
there is
lives
because
matter
I
nothing
did
wrong
that.
with you advocating on. Can I say something? I think there's nothing wrong with you advocating on behalf of the interests of your group of people, so long as
they
it
don't
doesn't
play
infringe on
fair.
other people.
They don't play fair.
All I'm saying is,
It's rules, one rule for them and another rule for us, and that's not fair. You have to be fair all the way across the board. If you're gonna let a Black Lives Matter shirt stand, you have to let a White Lives Matter shirt stand. You cannot accept one without accepting the other. I don't accept either one.
if I had on the Elvis Presley shirt, and I know that
Then
he
I would
dated
think you would like
underage,
Elvis.
and he dated underage kids, right? I still had his shirt on.
Like the guy that Rittenhouse
you
killed.
can say,
he was
so
a,
be
he
it.
was a molester, and the other one
was he a
women.
killer?
You know what he was saying? Come on. He
Was
attacked
Rittenhouse-
Kyle.
Answer this.
No,
Answer this. If
Rittenhouse-
Kyle didn't defend himself, would
He
Kyle still
defended
be alive
himself.
today?
I
We
never
don't
said.
know.
Hey, look, listen. I never said he didn't defend himself.
See, what you agree is.
I never
Black
said he
Lives
did-
Matter-
look, I
Black
never-
people, because you're black, so your family, Black Lives Matter to you. Yes, they should matter to everybody, just like all white lives should matter to everybody, right? Difference is, if I came walking up here in a White Lives Matter shirt, I'd be labeled a KKK and a hateful person. I can't be called a beautiful white princess or a beautiful. No. I can't be called that, but you can call a black one a beautiful black queen. You can have BET, black entertainment music, but I can't have what? White entertainment music. Or white entertainment.
Ain't nobody came up with it.
But we can't because we'd be considered racist.
No, we can't.
That's
It's
what
just
you
like this.
think.
It's just
Also, I
like
think
this.
it'd be a
In this
plus.
country, in this country, there are college funds just for African Americans.
Exactly.
But if you come up with a college fund just for white people, because
What
you're
you think
white,
Harvard is?
Here's what I'm saying. If you come just for white people, you're racist.
You are.
No, it's not. Okay, back to what I was saying.
If you come
I got on the
out
Elvis
with a
shirt.
college fund that says we're going to give people to college that are
I got on
white,
the Elvis
automatically you're labeled racist.
All right.
Yeah.
But if you come out and say we're going
You
to
gotta-
give
you gotta know
give a
that
college
too.
Can I
fund
say
to
one
black
thing? Can I
people,
say one thing?
they're
But you
saying
gotta admit
they
that's
say,
true.
oh,
Come
they're
on.
going to help the
You can't
you're
keep
here to help the
saying
community.
something
I
more.
never got it out.
See, this
I
is
never
the-
got it out.
Let me say something.
So
This
I
is-
got on Elvis
Let him
Presley
get on Elvis.
Let me explain something.
I got an
This
Elvis-
is the difference. I'm going to put it in a nutshell. This is the difference between us and them. We
This
have
ain't nothing no
we
more,
have a
right?
moral stand ground and we stand on it and we don't bend. Okay? They bend to whatever they think is hot this
I'm
week
them.
and whatever is hot next week.
I don't
Okay?
go off that.
Yes, they do because that's why
Hold
they're
on, you
part of
talking to the
BLM.
person? I'm telling you, I don't go off that.
That's what. Yes,
But
no,
that's you. That's not them.
That's
not
them.
who
That's
does
Them
that.
is me.
No, that's not you then. Because you're not here.
You don't know them.
You're not here in a Black Lives Matter shirt. You're not here up on
Have
stage
you had
calling
one?
them. Are you up here calling us people racist?
Have you?
Are you up there calling people racist? So if you, unless you up there calling people racist,
I just want to see if you were ever going to.
they've been calling us racist all day. So
have
unless
you-
you're doing that, you're not them.
You ain't gonna never let me talk. You just gonna keep. I'll shut up. Now, if I had on an Elvis Presley shirt, and you know that he dated underage kids, you will be mad that I got on this shirt.
No, I wouldn't.
But
I
you
didn't
can't
at
stop
Elvis
me
Presley.
from wearing this
And then
shirt.
I wonder why
I've
the
been mad
fuck
at
you were
Elvis
wearing that
Presley
shirt.
because Elvis Presley. Here's the difference, and I'll explain to you why.
He got on a
Elvis-
Black Lives Matter shirt.
Stop,
You mad at the whole Black Lives
I'm going to
Matter?
explain the difference to you.
The
Okay,
organization.
Elvis Presley never went on national television and said, "Yeah, I like screwing kids, and it's acceptable."
Who did that?
Okay,
Who did
you
that?
insinuate.
No. Tell me who did that.
You insinuating.
No.
You
Hold on,
insinuating. Here's the problem.
Tell
You
me who
insin-
did that first.
You're insinuating that Elvis did someone kids because of the shirt. Okay, well here's the difference. Okay, in today's society, is you walking down the street with an Elvis shirt, is it going to cause a reaction studying? No.
So me
walking down the street
walking down the street with a Black Lives Matter shirt gonna make you feel some type of way.
in certain neighborhoods where you go, yes, you're going to get a certain reaction. In other neighborhoods, you're going to get other reactions.
What the fuck?
I-
That's
Here,
gonna
I'm
bother
gonna
you
say
because I got
this.
on a Black Lives
It's like
Matter
this.
shirt?
On a
It's
Black
like
Lives
this.
Matter shirt, I don't care. Okay,
Right.
if you're for the organization, now we got a problem.
Okay, so how would you even know?
Because,
me,
well,
if you
me,
put-
'cause I'm an intelligent woman, I would
I'm
have
an
a dialogue
intelligent
with you
person.
and I would
If
talk
you're
with
wearing
you.
a BLM shirt,
But
you
honestly,
support
I don't
them.
have time
Get
to
out of your
everybody
ignorance.
to
You
find
better
out.
get
You don't know what they
You gotta
are.
talk to people, have communication,
You gotta
Discord
be
to
able to
know
talk. I can't
what people
yell
believe.
back and forth and then
You have
expect
to.
somebody to listen
You
to
have
me.
to have a mutual. You have to be able to talk instead of yelling at each other.
You have to be
You
able
have
to come over here and do what I just did.
Absolutely.
You gotta be able to come over
agree.
here and try to see where
But
the
they
difference
don't want to
is.
do that.
We ain't talking about. See, you keep talking about somebody else. I'm talking to you.
No, but here's the problem. You
I
keep trying to
represent
say
them.
they're them,
I
but you
represent
don't
them.
act like them. So,
You never met one of them. You only hearing the yelling
I've
and
been
the screaming.
dealing with what
Have
they've
you-
been doing for 3 days.
Have
So
you
all I can go
talked
is
to them?
all I
A
can
few
go
of
is
them,
based
yes,
on the
yes,
Have you
interaction.
had a real
Yes.
conversation
Yeah.
with them without them
Few
yelling?
of them are actually very nice, and then a few of them are not so nice.
Okay, so now we can't put all of them in one basket and
Yeah.
say they all the same.
No, you can't. But at the same time, if you
See, here you
have
go.
if
You
have a
making up
BLM
another
shirt,
excuse. Come here.
Here's the point. If you have a BLM shirt, you're still supporting that organization.
No.
Yes.
You know,
Why would you wear a shirt of an
okay.
organization you disagree with?
Let's break it down.
You have no morals then. If you're gonna wear something that you disagree with, you have no moral standards. I have a moral standard. So maybe my opinion is different than yours, but nothing you do is going to get me to change my opinion. Okay? So at the end of the day, that's the difference between BLM or all these other people. There's
It'd be
people
Can I
the
tell
same
you my
thing as if
definition
you
of
were to wear
BLM?
like a KKK.
Can I tell you why I care about
Because he likes
BLM
being
so much?
white. No different.
Can I just give you my?
Sure.
Okay. The reason you might hear me say Black Lives Matter is because I actually have black skin and I feel like my shit matters. Is that bothering you? Is that killing you? No, it's not. It's just the way I feel about me.
But here's the problem I have with that. So
But see,
the
that's where
organization-
now you're putting your feelings in it. Because
No.
you said this is the problem I have. I have.
Yeah.
Why do you have a problem with the way I
because
feel?
that might be how you feel, but it's not projected to us like that. It's like this, okay? I'll
To
use this
you
as an example.
like that.
I'll
You
use
like
this as an
that.
example.
'Cause he
okay?
might not be the same
left,
as you.
The left.
What left?
Let me stop. Let me explain to you. I'm gonna give you a point. The left. I'm making a point. Here's the point. The left. If you are a transgendered person and you are misgendered, they consider that an insult. So now, if you are saying something that offends me, you're saying I can't be offended by it? That's basically what you're telling me. You're saying, well, I'm not offended by it, so why should you?
No, I'm saying this is me. I'm black, and I said my life matter, and you mad because I said
Okay, so
that.
the organization said,
I ain't talking about no organization. I'm talking about the people that just yell Black Lives Matter.
okay.
Some of them people really feel like
So-
the reason I'm saying Black Lives Matter is because I'm black,
But
and
here's
I
the-
feel like that
we have
needs to be
we
said.
have the internet. We have an organization. If somebody says Black Lives Matter, right, and somebody doesn't know anything about Black Lives Matter, so they go to Google and they Google BLM. I'm just using an example so you can understand. They Google Black Lives Matter and they pull up the page of the Black Lives Matter page. What are they going to find out about? They are Marxists. They are communists. They are
see what he said?
anti-family. It says it all on their website.
said
They
go-
admit that
he
on
said
their
if
website. So now that even though I didn't know anything about them, now that I know all that stuff,
Yep.
well, I don't like anybody that likes those things
Okay.
because I'm a pro-American,
Okay.
I am pro-freedom, I'm anti-communism, and I'm pro-family. So then, why would I sit there and agree with somebody when they literally don't agree with anything that I believe in? And that's the problem with this country. We have too many people who are not willing to stand on their moral high ground, and they're willing to fall over. And that's why you have people up there like that, because any little thing sways them one way or the other.
Okay, so
One interjection.
I'm gonna let
just
you.
one interjection. He's got one interjection. So here's the confusion. Okay, you're having confusion with an organization
Right.
versus an individual.
Right.
None of these people out here are Black Lives Matter organization. They're not part of that organization.
Not a single one.
Just let me finish. Let me finish, brother. But they are saying Black Lives Matter because they believe they're black and their lives matter. But they're not part of the organization that you don't like. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Hold on, before you.
I agree with
hold
that.
on, hold on, before you
but
say
then-
that. Hold on, before you say that.
That's
Let me
the
answer what you said.
Okay.
Okay. The thing that I found wrong about what you just said, instead of actually going to talk to a black person, you said, "Let me Google Black Lives Matter." I'm not finna Google KKK. I might, because I don't know what KKK
Maybe you don't know anything
member.
about it, okay?
But you got a lot of black people out here, right? You can go ask anybody, hey, what's Black Lives Matter? What's this? What's that? Instead of going on the internet, because the internet gonna give you some other shit, but I'm gonna give you something else.
Okay, so let's go on your point. Let's go on your point where you say the
Well,
people.
I'm gonna tell you, I don't believe in Black Lives Matter.
No, he don't.
I'm just
Right.
going
I
based
told
on-
him that already.
I'm just going
I
based
told
on
him
the
that
point. I'm just going based on the point you made.
We don't
Let's
agree
go
with
based
that.
on the point you made. You said, hey, they might agree with Black Lives Matter, but they're not part of Black Lives Matter, but they still want to say Black
The
Lives Matter.
slogan.
The slogan. Okay, so then, if that can't be vilified. If Black Lives Matter, the slogan can't be vilified, then why do they vilify the KKK? Because if the slogan can't be
Hold up.
vilified, it's the
Yeah, I'm
same.
gonna let you get this.
There's
I'm
no
gonna let him
difference.
take it. He gonna take
Here's
it.
why. There's, in my opinion, there's no difference.
Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute.
Okay.
You gotta understand something.
Go ahead,
There's
bro.
no difference between BLM and KKK other than one is on black and one is on white.
I
They're the
agree.
same group.
I agree 100%.
So if you are going to be okay
Yeah,
with
you
somebody
have to-
supporting
The organization.
BLM shirt,
The
you
organization.
have to be okay
Yeah, it
with
was-
somebody
yeah.
having a KKK shirt. That's all I'm saying. I'm not supporting the KKK.
Yeah,
All I'm
no, I
saying
get
is
it.
if you are okay with someone having a BLM shirt and you say, hey, you shouldn't get mad at them, you shouldn't have an issue with them, well then you shouldn't have an issue if somebody has a KKK shirt. If you
You
do,
are correct.
you are a hypocrite.
You are correct.
And that's all I'm
Let him
saying.
explain to you why.
Absolutely right.
You're correct.
Let
But
him
listen,
Allowed to
explain.
have different opinions and just be cool with that. Like,
You
I
are,
don't like what you do,
allowed.
but that's
you are
you. I'm
allowed
gonna do
to,
me.
but
And
Right, that's
unfortunately,
me.
But
You can-
unfortunately,
you
the
can-
media has gotten a hold of this and turned it into something else, and they're pushing a narrative on our country. So it's up to people that believe that the narrative is false is to get out here and push it, because otherwise the people in this country only see that side.
I think you hit the
But
main
you hear-
point. So
but
we
you
have a
hear
collective
that saying-
problem. Is
But
it
you hear,
media?
Now let him-
you
now
hear
let him
them
explain
say,
you.
you hear
Off
them
your question.
screaming,
Here's
America
the
was
thing.
never great. America was never great. They hate America.
That person.
That's disgusting.
Well,
That's
okay.
disgusting. This country is
Can I
amazing.
interject?
Oh, everybody up there was.
Can I-
Those were
Screaming it.
chants they were saying today. They said America was never great. That's one of their chants.
It wasn't.
It is. It is
It
a
is.
great
To
country.
us, right?
It's a great. 200 years ago.
So let me
So you don't
But guess
think
what?
America
My
was
people-
great
but
when we
my-
defeated the
my
Nazis in
heritage
Germany
people-
in World
So
War
hold
II?
on.
Can I
But-
interject?
but
So y'all don't-
hold on.
I just wanna say one
Every
thing.
single race has been a slave, and right now,
That is true.
right.
That is true.
Thank you. Every single race. So it's not just black. It's white. There's Irish, Chinese. In America, the Asians were slaves. So hold on. But right now, we have sex slavery. We have child sex trafficking going on. There's still slavery going on.
That's what I was going to say.
So I'm just
Right.
saying you gotta.
Mass
But
incarceration.
listen,
But you gotta remember, everybody has been enslaved.
Right. You're absolutely correct about what you just said. Every nation has suffered slavery. But
Yes.
here is the big but. Every nation has suffered slavery, but you just said that black people was in slavery too.
Oh, everybody was.
Hold on.
Yes.
Wait a minute. There is no such thing as black people.
There you go.
That's number one.
African American.
No such thing as
such
you can't
thing.
be.
Wait,
Wait. Let me finish. You cannot be conceivably intelligent to believe that you can be from two continents at one time.
That's right.
Okay.
One of them is going to be treason. Wait a minute. Let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, one of the things that separated the slavery of so-called black people from the Irish, the Germans, the Dutch, right? They're still Irish, Germans, and Dutch. So-called black people don't have a nationality,
Okay.
and they don't have a race.
Thank you.
That is the difference. So when we talk about slavery, we're talking about a different kind of slavery where you're stripping the humanity of a people. Number one, there is no representation for anything black, Negro, colored, African American, Afro-American at the UN because they're not recognized as a nation. That's number one. And number two, when we talk about slavery in America, you talk about America being great. It was great for the conquerors that came and took the land and enslaved and subjugated a people and stripped them of their nationality, their creed, and their race.
But did not.
Disconnected. Wait a minute, my
In
sister.
Africa, did not
Wait,
their own
no.
people.
Let me finish. Look.
Sweetie, calm down.
Here was the big shocker for you, right? Here was the big shocker for you. The Moorish Empire covered north and southwest Amexem. That means right here. Most of the slaves that were enslaved didn't come from Africa over there. They came from right here. Now, the main thing is that a lot of people don't know, when you say 11 million people came from one continent, which is like 5 countries in Africa, and then the trip that took 30 days and 3/4 of the livestock died off, how in the world do you get 11 million people over here if 3/4 of the people die before they make it to shore? No, those people were already here. Original indigenous people that they gave to the Native Americans that are really African, West African tribes that navigated over here through the transatlantic, those people that were mixed and became Berber people were the original people here. Those are the people that were stripped from their nationalities and their divine creed, and those are the people who were put into slavery and disconnected from their mother root. Now, the people that came from Libya and the parts of the Ashanti tribe and those particular people that came over here was a small group of people, maybe 300,000 that came from over there. The movie Roots was really wrong, and that's why they were sued. Because if you think about it, those people are talking about they were Africans. They never mentioned that they were Americans. Now, if you say the word America slow, you say America. That's America. That's Americo. The Sultan or the king that was over here that got permission from the settlers that was coming over here from England was King Abdullah. He was a Moor that was over the empire. Now, that Morocco was established over here in 1789 versus the Morocco that was established over there in Africa in 1953. So the difference between the slave trade of the so-called Negro in this country versus the Dutch, the German, and all of these people that still have a connection to the UN is the fact that they were stripped of their humanity. That's why they were called subhuman. So when you get these people out here screaming Black Lives Matter, they do it out of ignorance, but they do it out of the passion to make themselves feel like they have a position in a country that's rejected them from the beginning. So the thing is this, I agree with what you're saying, my brother, and everybody has a right to their own opinion. They have a right to their own feelings, desires, emotions, and nobody can take that away from you. But when it becomes violence, and when life is in jeopardy, and we start to hate each other because of our views, and we exact violence against each other, that's when it becomes a problem. One of the things about the concept of Satan, and I don't really agree with this concept, but if I use the Sufic vision of what the devil was, it said that the first part of him was when he became Mut. He was an Iblis, meaning that his hatred towards humanity didn't do nothing to humanity, it only did something to him. But the minute he became Shaitan and he dropped to a lower level, when his hatred became infective, towards the people of humanity, that's when he was cast out of the Garden of Eden, and that's when he became a reject. So I'm saying that if we're looking at the reality of our own humanity, it's a spirit in you. It's a spirit in you. It's a spirit, soul. These things are in every single one of us, and guess what? They don't look like us. They all just represent light, and that light is intelligence, the ability to understand, reason, will, and things like that. These are the things that we should be joined forces on. Oppression is the same for every single one of us. You control only 1% of your wealth in this country, while the government controls 99%, and it's only 10 families that control 99% of the wealth. Now, so when you talk about oppression, guess what though? But guess what though? If they shut down the Federal Reserve, if they shut down the banks, if they shut down everything, every single one of us will be in the exact same position. And then what do? Do we stay divided? Do we stay hating each other? Do we stay killing each other? Or do we come together to survive? That's when we become an identity.
How do we bridge that?
I don't hate you because you're black. I don't hate you because of anything. You're a human being. That's all I care about.
And I
That's
love
all
you.
I care
And we
about.
appreciate the conversation.
Hey, real question.
Thank you.
How do we bridge that gap? Like, what do we got to do?
Conversation.
This right
Just
here.
more
Yeah.
conversation.
I want this to be a country that I can see my kids that want to go up
Yeah,
here.
just look up Kenosha
No,
Fort.
it's not.
Okay. All right.
Where we at?
Yeah, I don't know much about it, so that's why I'm not going to speak on something I don't know.
Kenosha Fort.
They're looking out, man. Hey, appreciate time.
It's just more conversations, man.
Hey,
gotta have the civil debate.
Yeah, for sure.
I appreciate the conversation.
Absolutely.
Who are you with?
And like I said, I agree with your views. Like I said, and none of it is wrong.
Kenosha what?
Kenosha Court. You can check out this.
That's just unrealistic.
I think, in my
Oh, that's
opinion,
beautiful,
in my
man. The
estimation,
discord that needs to happen out
he
here
was
is
in
just
enough
exactly what's happening. You don't
pressure,
have to,
enough
like I said, you don't have to agree with each other, but you don't have to
Yell
engage.
slurs
You don't have to engage. That's the
Thanks for
beauty
the
part,
speech. It was
man.
very interesting.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
For real.
Definitely, man.
It's like you said, and real fast, I'd love to ask. So,
All year, man.
you guys, my name's CJ. I do a live stream.
Everyone's giving away
Man,
a civil
absolutely, I'm in love with everything you just said, man. And the way that you come out of this is exactly what I feel like we're missing so much. There's a lot of people with passion, right? A lot of feelings that are attached to everything going on right now.
Definitely. I wish
But it's
I
not
had
going to
more
happen.
cards.
Like, people are going to convey
don't
thoughts
worry
from
about it,
megaphones screaming at each other and stuff, and you're able to talk, man.
You got to be able to take that microphone, take that damn thing away,
Yeah.
and give it to somebody who's really talking about something. That's all you got to do. And then you got to put one on both sides, and then have a real constructive conversation.
And be open. I think one of the things he said initially, he said, you're not going to change my mind. And I was like, well, then the conversation kind of ends if you're not open to the opportunity of maybe having seen something wrong or appreciating that, like, what you do is what you do. And I respect you as a human being, and that's beautiful.
For sure.
We're going to agree with you, but you have to engage, right?
You got to.
Absolutely.
Man,
That's what it's about.
beautiful, man. Thank you for taking the time to explain it. Man, that was deep, bro. You dove in. I was watching everyone around, eyes got wide, like, oh, damn. I'm about to sit down and just listen for a while, man.
They make it sound like history is not important, but it is. It's so important. It's so important.
You got to know about it.
Otherwise, you don't understand why we're at where we're at today. You know,
Absolutely.
it's crazy.
What do we got to do tomorrow? What do you think? What's it going to take?
Tomorrow it's going to take more dialogue like this, man.
Yeah.
That's all. We got to keep.
I know a lot of people are nervous about this trial. What do you guys feel is going to happen with that? I mean, not even just the verdict, but I mean, like, thereafter. You know what I mean?
I think he gonna get what he said he did.
Sure.
If he say he intentionally murdered the first person, that's intentional murder. Sure. Like I said, I agree with you when you say he self-defense. I get it. But of course he gonna have to defend himself to get out of the situation.
Right.
You just shot a person. My biggest question is, this is just me personally.
Right.
Why didn't you shoot the first person who shot the gun? If you're so scared.
Zelensky?
Yeah. Why didn't you shoot him?
Well, he was with the Rosenbaum the whole time because Rosenbaum was one that chased them. And as you know, you don't bring a knife to a gunfight. Why
You was out there that night, right?
Yeah.
I was out there that night too.
I talked to you right afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember now. You were out in the street. We talked about it right afterwards.
At first, I didn't think that Rosenbaum shot him.
Right.
I thought that it was the other guy that shot.
Yeah, I don't think any of us knew.
Right.
Because even when he ran past me, he said, I didn't shoot anybody when he's running away from the crowd after
Right.
Rosenbaum. And I was like, I honestly, personally, I don't care what you did.
Right.
You got a big gun.
Period.
And that dude's got a baseball bat. He's got a table leg.
Yeah.
If they catch up with you, nothing
You're done.
good's going to happen.
Yep.
And then it happened, and it was tragic. And I'm like, man. And all of us, I think, are dealing with that. Like, what could we have all done differently, man? And I think that's what everyone's trying to avoid right now, man.
I think that, you know, Rittenhouse fucked himself. I think that he fucked himself when he said, when the prosecutor asked him, did that first shot make you shoot Rosenbaum?
Right.
And he said no.
That was a big moment in the case.
That was his biggest moment. I think he fucked up right there because at that point, you have no other reason to shoot him because when you pointed the gun at him, he did this.
Sure.
And y'all turned back around. Still not a threat and justification.
No, he shot.
Yeah, but Zelensky shot in the air, so it wouldn't justify shooting him. So he was trying to trap him into saying, yes, that's why he shot him. Because if you shooting a gun in the air is not a threat to Rittenhouse. But Rosenbaum running him and saying, I'm going to gut you and get you alone and kill you.
I don't think can't nobody say he really said that.
Yeah, well, I don't disagree with that. There's just
Because
based on testimony.
I can because what was the reason you ran down there?
I heard gunshots.
The reason, the ultimate reason that I ran down there from the gate before the shooting started.
Right.
Is because I heard people still fucking shit up.
Yeah.
So I heard people fucking shit up.
Yeah.
So I started running too.
Right.
If I was running behind Rittenhouse would have thought I was chasing him because he was by himself in a situation.
Well, that's very possible. That could have been the case. But he threw something at Rittenhouse too. You
It
know?
was a paper bag, a plastic bag.
But you're not just running after someone in that direction if you're throwing something.
Because you really wasn't chasing him. Y'all was running. Look, in the same process, dude and them was beating on the car, right?
Yeah.
After they started beating on the car, they started fucking with another car finna flame it up.
Right.
So not only did Rittenhouse and Rosenbaum run over there, but me and my guys ran the same way. We just wasn't as close as them.
Yeah.
So I can't say that Rosenbaum was chasing him. I can say Rosenbaum was going to the same place we all was going, and maybe he thought he was chasing him. I can say that. But like I said, self-defense was with the skateboard, right? Because you got to get yourself out the situation.
Sure.
I got to defend myself to get out the situation.
I think 100%. I think that's what everyone's agreeing. That like everything after the fact is like.
I just don't know.
So my thing
we'll
is,
never know like all
people,
the facts. Yeah.
Look, either way it go, people gonna be mad.
Yeah.
Right.
If he walk out of here with nothing, I think that everybody in America should be the fuck mad. Because ain't nobody gonna get away with 2 murders and a half. So I think everybody should be mad at that point. But if he do go to jail, at least we know he going to jail for killing somebody, but it's gonna be a self-defense in there. Because at one point he was self-defending himself, and at one point he killed somebody.
See, I think he for sure gets the reckless endangerment. I think that he gets. That I think will be the least. He might just get that, which I don't disagree with that.
I don't think he.
Because we really don't know for sure what was all happening in the first.
Well,
and you have to have, you have to have.
When this is what they killed him at. They said, okay, the first shot him right here. It shattered it.
No, I don't disagree with that.
Right? So in that sense, they said that at this point, I gotta grab, if I'm going for your gun, I either gotta be grabbing like this. I got shot right here.
Yeah,
I'm shattered. Now I'm going down. See, I'm going down now. I'm damn near trying to keep you from shooting me again, but you hit me in my hand, which went through my leg. And as I'm going down, another bullet hit me, fuck up my back, the shot that killed me, and you damn near hit me in my head.
Yeah.
When we picked him up, it was a little slit right here. We didn't even see no hole.
Right. Let's say the jury goes back. We don't know what comes out. We don't. Right here though, I think the big question right now for everybody is what happens in Kenosha. I think that's all the media here, all of this.
Everybody go to fuck home.
See,
yeah, I think so too.
I think people have forgotten that Kenosha here, you were here, you live here. Like this is. No one wants to see it destroyed. No one here wants to see what happened here happen again.
Y'all know how Rittenhouse came here? It was some shit on Facebook saying that the militia was coming down here.
Right.
A bunch of different groups was coming down here to protect people's shit. So that triggered Kenosha.
Well,
I
actually wrote that article. So
all right.
I could tell you about it. So I actually sat in court the entire 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And how Kyle Rittenhouse knew about what happened in Car Source is because his best friend Dominic Black was friends with the guy that worked at Car Source. He called Dominic Black and he said, "Oh, can I bring Rittenhouse?"
Right.
And they went shopping. So it had nothing to do with the article. Just clarify.
Right.
Yeah,
I get it.
Right.
But at the same time, even if he here still,
Yeah.
we gonna think that they coming on that.
Right.
We don't know if he's seen it or not.
Right.
But what we saying from the community side, we coming out with our guns.
And there was a lot of folks out there with guns.
I think people would read that
Everybody.
and say, I'm staying home. That's
Right.
what I would think.
No,
I'm not
hell
going
no.
out there.
Not when somebody done already burnt your city up.
Yeah,
You're not finna
I
stay
guess.
at home.
Right.
You finna come out to protect. You
Yeah.
gotta think about it. I gotta come protect my city. You coming from somewhere else to protect my shit.
Right.
After you burnt my shit down.
I mean, I'm just
So-
trying to explain to people that like the people in Kenosha aren't going to allow again
Right.
people to come in from out of
Well,
city, out of
outside and
state,
come fuck
and
our
destroy
shit up.
Kenosha.
Oh, we ain't on that no more.
Man,
And so, you know, like
there
I
you go,
said,
folks. That's coming from the
That's
street right
legit.
here. I mean, I think
After
people
this,
need to hear.
everybody go home, have a nice night, nice night, however.
Enjoy the holidays and be cool,
be
right?
cool.
My
That's
God,
it. That's it.
good seeing you again, man. Absolutely.
You guys have a good night. It was wonderful, man.
So yeah, you guys, these are. We'll go back to footage. Actually, I interviewed my man here right after the. Right, tell me. So, what was your name again, man? I'm sorry, I never got it.
Nick.
Are you okay with putting it on cam?
Yeah, Nick, just put Nick on it.
Nick? Got you, man. Thank you again. Appreciate it. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and run back through that footage. Maybe later tonight I'll post that up there. The interview we had afterwards, because this was right after. He had some really profound things to say right after the shooting, right down there in the street by where the first shooting took place, by the hospital. And you know what I mean? What's great here is the discord here, you guys. Like, I'm glad that I was able to be a part of this part of the evening, because it really is a firm representation, I think, of the change that we're seeing. Is that people are out here and they're willing. Some people are willing to listen, and the people that have the voices in the crowd that are sharing some knowledge, that are dropping some real knowledge, are the ones that are willing to engage in discord. I think that's beautiful, man. Because if it doesn't happen like that, then really we're going to keep backsliding. So. It's tough, though. Like I said, I know a lot of people are emotional. A lot of people got a lot of feelings running into it. But trying to convince somebody to understand your point of view through a bullhorn in a witty chant isn't going to do it right now. You know what I mean? It's not where you're going to find resolution. And like one of the guys said, and I was talking about there, he said, "You're not going to change my mind." And I was like, "Well, you stop right there, man. You stop being willing to change. You stop being willing to listen and grow, and that's the problem." You know, say hi.
Hey, peace and love, everyone.
Exactly. And so there it is, man. You got out here, you got media. All this is media, guys. And there, I think what we're understanding is that a lot of the folks here are just kind of waiting for the chaos, like expecting it, maybe some maybe hoping for it. But what we can see clearly right now is that like there's not that presence out here. There's not a presence of people that are looking to destroy. There's not a presence of people that are looking to tear down the city. There's people with strong views and opinions. Like I said, and they had that exchange. They were talking about BLM and what it stands for, and I think one of the beautiful things about what Nick was saying was that that's what a group is saying. Yeah, but individually, there's going to be people within there that do have their own beliefs, and their own understanding, and their own fundamental ideology. And you got to take some time to get to know people. Let me show you guys this real fast. Like the snow is starting to fall pretty. Like here we go on the steps of the Kenosha Courthouse. Man, it's cold out here. Show you guys this. Right out here in Keno. Whew. Oh,
Just want to say,
where are we going?
are you coming along?
Yeah. I'll be wrapping here in a second. Whew. So yeah, you have some people that are, like I said, like you got JB. We've seen each other in multiple places around the country. You've got plenty of representatives from the local community here, and then you have a lot more representation coming from media from all over the world right now. I mean, legit, all over the world. And we're gonna take a walk and figure that out real quick. Hold on one second. Just a second, guys. Hold on, I got my backup here I want to get, so while I'm doing this, I'm gonna go, hold on a sec. You want us to text? now. Boop, and then. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Oh man. Man.
Of course, you're gonna get a million messages, wouldn't you?
I mean, the phone's been off for a little bit, yeah. So. Whew, the media frenzy, man. It was wild when I first got here.
What was going on, man?
With the guy with the gun?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it wasn't anything
Oh,
crazy.
you're talking about the guy that was walking all black?
No, the guy that got detained just a little bit. I mean, when I first got here.
What's going on?
You didn't see all that? Yeah. Right when I got
Okay,
here.
I'm thinking about right now, the second time.
Oh, no. Nothing was going down here. I gotta clean this off right here. That's better, man. I had some Starburst there. So yeah, I'm gonna walk for a second, man. But Chris, hit me with a text real quick, or call me and let me know where you guys are going.
Okay, I'll shoot you a text.
I'm gonna do a walk through the park here real quick and show people what's up.
All right, cool.
All right. Okay, we're gonna take a little stroll here, y'all.
Brought stop? We'll try to keep it around here.
No, that's not here. The brat stop's way out of
I
town.
know where it is, yeah. We'll try to find something around here.
Let me know. Ooh-wee. So I'm gonna give you guys a look at what's going on around here with the media frenzy of it all. I mean, this entire Civic Center Park right here. You guys remember? If you watching my footage, you'll see. What's up, y'all? How we doing? Good, man. Want to say what's up? How you doing? It's cold out here.
A little bit, huh?
A lot of bit.
Been out here for a while or what?
A couple hours today, yeah.
Yeah.
A couple hours. Yeah. How you guys doing?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How are things in Keno? You want to be on camera for a minute?
Oh, yeah.
Just ask some few quick questions about what's going on here in Keno. So how is this? You guys local? Yeah?
Yeah, about 5 minutes away.
5 minutes?
Yeah, just right up the road there, yeah.
What are your feelings about things going on right now with this case?
I mean, I know everybody has their mixed, feelings about everything, but I think that, things are going the way that they should be. I think that, honestly, self-defense. I mean, we've all seen it. I mean, everybody, like I said, everybody has their own opinions.
Sure.
But
the prosecutors aren't really doing a good job either.
I think we could all agree on that. No matter what your stance is, I mean, maybe he's doing the best he can with what he had to work with, but I mean, from what I think we've all seen, it's been pretty much like a shit show on the prosecution side.
They're not doing a good job.
pretty much shoot yourself in the foot type of thing,
Which is true.
So.
How are you feeling about the aftermath? I mean, has there been like murmurings in the town? What are people talking about?
Well, downtown they were saying that some buildings were boarding up, but then there was other people that were saying that nothing happened with the officer when he was found, no charges. So
that's the point that I was really trying to make, because like Officer Shesky is back on the force, no charges. Again, that's up to them.
Mm-hmm.
And that didn't elicit, any kind of chaos.
So is this going to do the same thing?
And then it's sad because I wonder, why are people so they're personalizing Kyle Rittenhouse too much. I feel like bringing him into like their home as a household name in a way where it's like connected them in a way where they're almost unable to release their connection to just him and letting go and be like, all right, well, it's not your job to protect him. Like, he is now under the umbrella of the courts.
Exactly.
Let them deal what they got to do, and then let it go from there.
Exactly.
Move on, right? I think we all want to move on from this. Yeah. So, what's next in Keno? What's going on? What are we gonna do?
Like I said, hopefully this just goes, blows over, and after this we can get back to.
What's the big highlight out here? Holiday highlight. What are we doing? Creeping up on Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Then after that, cutting down the tree.
Cutting down the tree.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah,
okay.
For sure. Family
Do you guys?
tradition.
Is there any like must see staple Kenosha holiday celebrations that we got to think about?
Well, we normally go through the Yogi Bear.
Yeah, but that's not in Kenosha,
well,
but
I mean,
it's
still,
close enough.
Yeah.
The lights, the tree, the lighting of the tree.
Lighting of the tree downtown. Yeah,
Okay.
That'll be one of the staples.
Other than that,
The tree downtown, is it right here? Or?
It's
Yeah, it's right over actually down that way.
the museum, isn't
Yeah,
it?
right
Like
by
over
the
by the
museum.
museums.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
And
Good.
that's actually, I think, on Friday. Next Friday.
Okay.
They're lighting the tree next Friday?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, at this rate, we'll probably all still be here, standing in front of the courthouse.
Hey, never know, I guess.
Waiting to hear what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You'll have a lot of international press here for the tree lighting. That's a perk.
Well, like
Whole world can tune in for that.
Yeah, like she was saying, we haven't even seen some of these news crews before, or even heard of them before.
So many foreign crews here. I got a call from one of the French outlets the other day. I have no idea where they're at. I don't know why I'm looking around like I'm going to find them, but yeah, like I'm going to be able to identify. They look French. Yeah, okay, I want to talk to them. Well, right on. Hey, I appreciate you guys taking a minute to talk to me.
Right, thank you.
Thanks so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, y'all be good. Take it easy. All right, thank you. We're going to go over here and look at this. So this is Civic Center Park right here in front of me, guys, and this is where I haven't watched a lot of it, but I was finally going through a lot of footage today, and I saw a lot of the footage of the push through the park, which, if you guys don't remember, came down to like a pretty solid police line that came right up to these benches right here. I believe they had more benches, but they were sideways. They had benches like these, but they were right here, if I remember correctly. And they were set up, and I remember standing on top of either a bench right here, and there was a whole line of police that were just right here. And I'm gonna unplug this. It might get a little windy, guys, so bear with me. I'll just keep the mic like it is. But that's the courthouse. You take a look at where we're at. This is Kenosha. This is what's going on right now in Kenosha. There's no buses of bandits that are here looking to destroy and, otherwise, terrorize the city, which is amazing, and it's so refreshing. There is a lot of press, as you guys can see from here. I'm gonna get my camera angle change here. I mean, these guys are set up. I'm not gonna lie, they got heaters. They're all dialed in. Across the street right over there, this is like where the MRAP and the Bearcat was driving through the park and shooting at us over there, or shooting towards us, kind of through us, I guess, at the building there. And there's people inside the bushes. Now they've cut down all the bushes on there. There used to be a large hedge that went all the way up to the base of those windows. They cut that all down during the protest, actually, I believe, during the riot that ensued, and ended up, I guess, clearing it out because people were smashing out the windows, and that's the Paleontology Museum, or the dinosaur, the Dinosaur Discovery Museum, I think is what it says. You guys can Google up on that one. But you can see how these guys are running over here with the major media. They got food tables, they got pretty intense heater setups. It's a big difference from what I'm rocking, which is 2 hand warmers and a pair of gloves. Good looking out, Jen. Ruther Central High School over here across the street, which we talked to a lot of people, and they said they flat out they graduated from Ruther Central High School, and they were watching it get destroyed. And and even that was a personal effect. No matter that student angst may be a thing, but you still it's still your hometown. You know what I mean? And then you go back and you realize, like, your school is your school. A lot of pride in that. Post office across the street over there. What's interesting is I believe it was right over here the first time I saw Gage Grosskreutz, and he was administering first aid to somebody who I can't remember exactly what happened to him, but the police line came in and pushed us all this direction, and they kept having to pick the person up and move them back. But then we ended up moving up, the car source and everything else. Across over here, though, we have, no fences. There's no major police presence. Right now, it's calm. It's really calm. And the conversation that wrapped that exchange, I think, was beautiful, because it really showed that people are willing to talk. There's people that are willing to have that conversation and appreciate that like we was talking about with BLM, that what BLM or Black Lives Matter might mean to one person doesn't have to mean the same to another. But then the conversation kind of focused directions on an organizational representation and the branding that goes into how BLM represents something on a larger scale, which is the impression that people have when they see that. But there's a lot of arguments in there. But then he mentioned something about the KKK, and if he was wearing a KKK shirt, then I was like, well, you're getting a little out of the box on that one, man, because, we don't need to jump into a lengthy description or explanation on that one. But, man, It is wicked cold out here in Kenosha, y'all. Big shout out to the crews that are out here, everyone that was out here today. And I'm gonna walk you guys through one more time what happened earlier when I got here. So I was over on the street corner right here, right when I got here. And there was a couple that was standing there. And they had, one of them had a firearm on his hip. And if you watched the video earlier, you'll see kind of like the aftermath of what happened. He had a firearm and kind of tactical gear on. Kind of discreet, but the firearm was open carry. It was on the hip, very easy to see. And I kind of asked him, well, you guys are geared up. Like, yeah, man, you know. And he was talking about, we ran into each other apparently out in Louisville during that INFAC 3%er Angry Viking situation that took place right on Derby Day. And it's cold. And, you know, we started talking about how many guns were out there. And then as we were talking about it, it was a trip. The police from across the street over here, and I don't even have a clue where they came from, but at least a dozen to 15 officers came out of the buildings or out of the cars or materialized out of the street. I don't know how that worked, but they started walking towards us. And they had their back turned to the police, but I was kind of like, yeah, that's interesting. I wonder what they're going for. So I was kind of doing the over-the-shoulder look, trying to figure it out. And then they kind of sandwiched in on both sides. And then they walked up. They're like, you. It's like, me, him, me. But we were both kind of confused what was going on. But what it was he had a firearm. And they came up much like they had with the gentleman yesterday morning who had the AR-15 that was out here. They asked him to leave because he couldn't be within 1,000 feet of that school right there with the firearm. So when they came up to talk to the gentleman over here with his gun, they asked him if he had a permit. He did say he was open carrying, that it wasn't concealed. I'm not going to get into gun law here because I'm not an expert. And he's like, well, you can't have it here because of the school. And he was like, it's no problem. I'm parked down the street. I can go drop my gun in my car. No problem. He was like, well, where exactly is your car parked? He pointed it out, but then everybody, all of this, like all of this media circus and all of the people that were over here saw what was happening. They saw the police over here, and they all started rushing us on the street corner. So you had, you know, myself and two other people, then like 15 police around us, and then you had like another, 100 people around them, all kind of like just on top of us with cameras. And immediately the cops, you could tell, were like, this isn't a good look. This isn't going to work. We can't walk this guy to the car. And then you hear people like, be careful, he's got a gun. It just turned into this like, almost like excessively hyped up like moment. It didn't need to be. And so the police, I think more for optics, possibly just for the protection of the individual, they ended up, a van pulled up and a couple squad cars, and they detained him, though I guess that's the best term to use. They put him in cuffs, they took his gun, loaded him in the car and drove him off, which made sense. I think that was probably the best move they could have done, because had they walked him all the way to his car, the mob, man, and the media can turn into a real mob, really. It creates like an energy that can turn into something else real quick. But you don't want to have somebody leave their gun in a car and then walk away after a whole mob of people, especially cameras, live feeds, and international news with, here's a street corner that a car's parked, but there's a handgun. If there's ever time to break into a car, there you go. So I think that was probably a smart move. Plus it calmed the crowd down. Someone with a gun was taken out, and who knows? I think we might have a chance to talk to them a little later on this evening or early tomorrow. So I'll keep you posted on that one. What's interesting is the drive-arounds you have here. There's definitely like I would say a federal presence, because you have a lot of people that are unmarked individuals, undercover, if you will, that are just kind of roaming around. You see a lot of vehicles with like little radar towers on top. I would imagine there's, U.S. Marshals that are in the area, because I believe it was a U.S. Marshal. When I first got to town, I had my rental car had a California plate on it, and the guy followed me, I swear, from the state line all the way down to where I parked finally, and then parked across the street and just sat and watched. And I was like, all right. Which I'm good with. I was good with it. I was like, hey, man, it's good. Take precautions. Take precautions is what we need right now, because we don't need to see what happened here happen again. And I feel so incredibly, I feel good about saying it, and I really hope I don't eat my words, but with every conversation I've had, with every interaction I've had with anybody here, the common consensus is it's not going to happen. The locals here, even the local activists that live here, are saying the same thing. Like, no matter the verdict, there are going to be people mad, no matter the verdict. Acquitted, guilty on all charges, no matter what, there's going to be people that are angry. But the people here are not going to let it make its way to the streets in a way where it's going to be as a destructive spillover of that emotion. So I'm happy about that. I'm really happy to hear that, because it puts a lot of peace in my heart, and I know a lot of other people that are out here watching right now and have been watching, curious about what's going to happen. It's an entirely different vibe, and you can tell, like if you look behind me over here, post office, no boards on those windows. There's no boards on the windows of the school. There's no fences around the courthouse or the courtyard. There's no fences on the Paleontology Museum. How you doing? I'm filming me. You're good. Saw you dodging camera. How are you? My goodness, how you been? Hiding over there. Oh, what's been going on?
Chilling.
How are you?
You look good.
Oh, thanks. You know, it's my freeze my ass off in a courtyard look.
Really? You're not used to it.
No, no, I'm not. I'm not used to it. I'm getting better, but. Oh, you're good. I'll be talking here for a little bit. I gotta walk down the way. But hit me up. Are you gonna be out for a little bit, or?
I could be.
I could be. I'm supposed to wrap here, then grab dinner with all the rest of the stream folk that we're out here with. Yeah. Well, hopefully. Get a hold of me.
I will.
Okay. So cold. So many amazing people here, man. So many amazing people that live right here in Kenosha that I just absolutely adore. Was I saying? Yeah, the boards. There's no boards on these windows. A lot of. I mean, it's an entirely different aesthetic than what you saw last time. There's no boards on the windows anywhere, really. I think it's maybe a powerful gesture from the people. I know there are some folks that didn't take boards down from last summer because they didn't want to have to reapply boards this time, or they didn't want to have the boards taken down and then have things get re-damaged. And I'm curious to talk to business owners about any kind of relief that they might have seen from insurance companies, or if there's been any kind of government aid of any kind for damages to their businesses or homes that were destroyed. But as we're out here, it's calm, and it's great. You know, it's not at all what I was expecting when I got out here. I really thought, what I'm sure most all these major media outlets thought, was that it was going to be a madhouse of, of protest and, chaos. But it's actually kind of a beautiful calm right now. Just a lot of brown leaves, snow, and what we saw today, hopefully that carries through a lot of great conversation. And yeah, so I think we're gonna walk up here just a little bit and take you guys with me for a quick minute up the street here. Trying not to freeze too much. Let me turn on this right quick. I was late to which one? So something they didn't board up, doesn't it? Optimism? That says something that, yeah, I think it does. It says a lot that they didn't board up. So jealous right now. You guys got heaters. What's up with that? Killing them. Yeah, bro. Court TV over there. The double header moment from the man with the rifle bag is a tension breaker from earlier. 2020 did seem surreal. Absolutely. Absolutely, very surreal. You guys remember walking up this street right here as they were pushing everybody out of the park from behind me. All you heard for that time, to recap, was just windows breaking and gunshots, lots of gunshots. Like every night there was gunshots. And it's crazy we haven't talked about that at all, but at no point in time was there not something happening that made you 100% nervous about what was happening. Because it was a very combustible environment, I guess is the best way to say it. Why is Court TV still there? There was the outside reporters, the folks that are kind of out on the ground. So you got, I think over here is so this is where the karate dude, or the Taekwondo studio, where it first started. There were people trying to smashed the windows on that. But the owners or one of the employees was out in front of a woman, and she was fighting people, not fighting them off, but waving them off and pleading with the people. She got pepper sprayed at one point, but it didn't get broken. And then everyone moved their attention next door here to Manja. I know I'm saying it wrong, but I believe that's to eat in Italian. And that place burned down quick. That one went up. They lit it a couple times actually. And then moving across the street over here, of course, is to Bradford Unitarian in the background there. We've done this little walk before, but I don't mind doing it again. It is freezing cold out here, though. And there's that car source in the distance over there. But as you can see, you're not seeing at all what you would expect, which is, teams of law enforcement everywhere. It says, oh, you missed it. It was giving us a temp. I think it's lying. There's not barricades. There's not, and this very well could be a de-escalation tactic, maybe to keep people from, congregating to, protest the presence of law enforcement, because we see that a lot. We see that all too often. Trying to field some questions in here though, so if you guys have any while I'm walking here, I'll do my best to take a gander at them. Yeah, the National Guard is present. They're not here right now, but I guess they got moved a little closer today. There've been 500 on standby. Not too far away from here, but they moved a little bit closer, like I said today. And I think maybe it's just because we're getting closer to the weekend. Maybe they figured the verdict was going to come out. But it hasn't, and we saw a little bit of issues with the MSNBC today. Kind of chasing down the jury bus, which is crazy that even was something that happened. I can't believe that happened, because you have to know right off the bat that you're setting yourself up for like, Scooty Hoo! Look who it is. What up, Devlin? We got fam in the house over here, y'all. Say hi, Steph.
Hi.
Hold on, let me flip camera for you. Hey, what up, peoples? What's happening? Live on the street.
Yeah, live on the street. I saw you were freezing and I was in the area.
Yeah, I'm just making a little walk, kind of showing folks. Just gonna walk up the street, and then I gotta go meet up with. I think they're doing dinner somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
Facts. Sweet. Marv says hello.
Hi.
Hi. Who that?
That's my nephew.
Jeremiah. The other one. What up, Jay? Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep strolling for a little bit though, but
right.
Let me give you a call a little later if you want to hang out or something.
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
All right. You need anything?
No, I'm good. Thank you though. I appreciate it. All right, you guys. I'll see you. Bye. Part of the squad right there. If you guys remember the mural that was done in Uptown, that was the creator of said mural, Steflin, local legend. And it was awesome. Honestly, man, that was a great comeback too, for that reception that we were able to grab here from Kenosha. People here have just been amazing. Like, boy, I'm gonna try to cross the street without getting hit by a car. Bear with me, y'all. Boop, boop, boop. Ah, there. Almost there. All right, and we are over it. My God, it's cold out here. I haven't seen piles of bricks anywhere. Anybody that has the bead on these bricks, real quick, like real talk, real talk now, is I saw a report, and I'm not trying to put this out there to like spread a false narrative about anything, but that there was piles of bricks or stacks of bricks that were left around town here, and I have seen nothing to corroborate that story. I've driven around town. I've been driving around town quite a bit actually, and I'm not seeing anything that would say that. That's interesting. You can. That could just be like my odd smell memory, but I swear to God, I can still smell like burnt building. We're at Purple Pine Kush. There are bricks behind the buildings. You live in Kenosha, you gotta look. You gotta tell me where though. Mike Colt, thanks for that contribution over there on YouTube. I appreciate it. Yeah, so I'm in front of the car source right now. This is right behind me. Right here, Bradford Unitarians right there. This is a big focal point for a lot of my time here in Kenosha. It's crazy. And like I said, I showed you guys before, but I'm going to show you again here. Excuse me. It was the here we go. On Pine. How do you know? Yeah, like if you don't, there was a post online showing piles of bricks. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's been plenty of posts, but you know. So this is the car source, you know, old Sam and fam, and you can still see the burnt out remains on the ground here from the cars that were parked. And then if you catch the right angle, there's still broken glass on the ground. And I know I did a walkthrough earlier, but it blows my mind that these are still, you know, the remains of last year are still very, very present. Here's that one SUV that was parked right here. You can see the charred remains of that one. And here's that sign that melted as well. What's wild is that sign that melted is still right here on the ground. Like it didn't, you know, that's what's left of the sign there. But this is the car source. There's still debris from, like, if you guys can't see the glitter, or the glint of that glass on the ground right there. I don't know. There's still broken glass on the ground here from last year. That's wild. But the car lot here is, the building looks like it's been restored. There's definitely cars on lot. Which I'm not sure. They got it all back. Like they said, there was a lot of money apparently that was being looked for. I have 10 more cars. That was a flex. That was a flex. But there's the Bradford right there. So you guys can see it in contrast. So you've got the distance of 1, 2, 3, basically car lengths, and then there's the fence and the building, and all of this was on fire. All of these were exploding. All of this right here was just engulfed in flames. This whole entire lot. You guys can imagine every single one of these cars right now being on fire. I feel like there was more cars in this as well, because this whole area right here in the middle was packed. Screw you! And it's crazy. There's still tons of broken glass on the ground here. It's tripping me out. This building was pretty much melted as well. I'm surprised they got it put back together. All those windows were smashed out. It was totally gutted. You see the snow falling out here in Keno. And then the yeah, anybody that has an actual address or a location that has these bricks, I'll go to it right now. If you have that location, if you could tell me, or I'll have somebody take a look at it. Or if you have a picture of it, personal pic, send a picture with a thumbs up in a pile of bricks so I know it's actual. So this is the car lot here. There's the church there. And not that this fence was doing anything, but even this tree right here was on fire. Even the ground over there was on fire. But it definitely made its way right up to that tree there. You can see it's still just the burnt remains of a tree. I don't know if you can catch that on camera. We're gonna take a look at it real quick. This tree is possibly dead. I don't know. There's still some leaves on it, but it's this thing is charred all the way down. Man. What a crazy night, man. Yeah, crazy, crazy nights. All the nights out here were crazy. Oh yeah, I'm walking around with my monopod here. Has a tendency to smack the ground every once in a while, so I apologize for the jerk and the scream. You got the car doctor across the street over there. One of the businesses that was brought up by the car source owners. I remember, like I was talking to BG on the scene, Brandon. I remember that's people on the roofs over here, which is wild. They had armed individuals on the roofs across the street, right there. And remember people were throwing like bricks and rocks, and that's where one of the ammonia bombs went up there. I remember that really well, actually, because it was really reminiscent of the one that I got hit with when I was in front of the police station, which lit me up. It just rained like bleach or ammonia or everything. Not pleasant, man. Well, we're moving up to that gas station, the gas station that was in question, that came up. It's interesting. I'm gonna walk this way because this is I'm gonna flip the camera. This right here is like, I remember people were being pushed up the street, and you had like back behind here, you had law enforcement and other people, like they were running through the back of the buildings here. And you'd see them pop out every once in a while. They were over the fence right here too, behind this wood fence. There's a sign. One of the boards that was up. I wonder if any of these have paint on them as well. No, just boards. But there was folks that were like climbing over these fences. It felt like there was people on these roofs up here too. But made our way down through these parking lots here, and the gas station across the street over here, which is where a lot of the case pinned on the exchange between people at this gas station. Not that one over there to my right, but the one I'm walking up on right now. Whew. Actually, I can just tuck this in right here. Whew. Hope you guys can still hear me okay. All right, I'm just gonna leave that right there for now. So right here across the street is a gas station that came into a ton of the focal point. What was crazy about it was that at any point in time at this gas station, you had, that's where you saw Rittenhouse run through here, and you had the exchange with some of the focal armed militia folks. But what they weren't looking at was back through here. All of this was just a ton of armed citizens. Like, I swear at one point there was like 100 people back here, all of which had guns. And it felt like a war zone. There was cars burning, buildings on fire, and guns everywhere. It made its way down 60th that direction to the furniture store. Actually, we'll head down that way, and we'll come back up this way. Oy. I haven't seen any brick piles anywhere. I haven't had anybody actually even put in a note that I've seen. I mean, they're moving pretty fast. I apologize. I haven't seen any notes that have come across that would tell me that where any of these brick piles are. So if you know, right now I'm kind of focusing my view on the YouTube comments. So if you're in YouTube and you're local and you know where these piles of bricks are, let me know. So like I said, this is that gas station right here that you saw all over that court film. Tons of footage of this gas station. What's wild is the dumpster that was, the focus of controversy from out here that was being put out with the fire is actually still on the other side of the building right over there. And just up the block that way, about a Basically, right up there is where the second 2 shootings took place. And oh, I forgot to hit the button. Dang it. Last night there was supposed to be a pile of bricks dropped off at the police. People keep saying that there was these bricks, but I personally haven't seen any bricks. I've been all over town and I've seen no brick piles. Lives begin to end when I can't read it. It's behind that car. I'm gonna try to get across the street here in a second. Yeah, Randy Coy. I don't buy that there's any bricks just like posted up for for anyone to use. So let me bop across the street here. Try not to get ran over. It's interesting because this is the street corner I was on when I first heard the gunshots. Multiple gunshots. Like I heard the Zeminski shot, Rittenhouse's return fire, and then his gunshots as well. And then we made our way up the street that way. And you can see that right in the background there. This is kind of like the backdrop. Here, I'll do this and I'll walk up that way. This is basically, like I said, the backdrop to so much of the video that we've been watching for the last couple weeks on the Rittenhouse trial. I apologize if I'm not talking too much. It's just my jaw's frozen. So back here on the corner, this is the intersection as we look at it from now. Gas station to the right there, all the exchange and the commotion started, or really kind of flared up with Rosenbaum. And if you look down here, this is where the police line was pushing this direction, which is also where Kyle Rittenhouse ended up running. He ran back to the police over here from right up here, which was, man. Whew. Chile. So right here, this is where the second half of that case, as per the shootings, really took place, in the road right here in front of me. What's interesting is you don't see any memorials, which I would have expected when I got back into town. I thought that you'd see like memorials for Anthony Huber, but I'm not seeing anything. Moving up this direction. It's crazy is the distancing in real time as to what you see on camera, which is on the camera when I'm watching my feed, it feels like I was a million miles away, but where the shootings took place, I was standing right there like an idiot, the bright light on, just kind of probably with my eyes shut at that point, just hoping I didn't get shot because of how many gunshots were going on. Like there wasn't just the four, like I said, with Kyle. There was like another dozen shots that went off after that. And over here you had people that were just like all over here. People were dropping over here in this yard. People ran down the street here. People were dropping in the grass here. And on the video, I'm sure you see it. When I'm saying people are getting shot all around me, that's exactly what it felt like. Was that at this point right here when Kyle got up off the ground, and then as he was kind of like straightening up, it was just a series of gunshots there. Pop, 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 pop. And people kept scattering at that point and, laying down to avoid getting shot. So but it made its way up here. And this is kind of the way I was heading when I first had Kyle run past me with the gun. Crowd chasing him. The hospital's right up there to the left. And I think you guys would have to check in the comments there. I'm just too cold, I can't even think. How many people were medevaced, air transferred to other hospitals? I don't know if it was both Anthony Huber and Gage, or if all three, and then Rosenbaum, I think one of the two was pronounced DOA at either this hospital or the one that they ended up at. And you'd have to feel free to put in the comments what that was, because I'm kind of drawing a blank right now. But this is the direction that they ran at first. Oh, sorry. And this is where Richie McGinnis kind of cut through right here in the car source. And this intro right here is where, if you remember, the drone footage came from over here, and then straight up from here is where you had the overarching, that FBI thermal imaging. But right here is where the run through took place. You had in the middle here is where the bag was thrown. Right up on the other side of where that Dodge Ram is where Kyle first turned around and pointed the gun at Rosenbaum, who was here. That's when he did that hop step, put his hands up, turned around and kept running. And then, I'm gonna show you guys right up to where it happened, where the first shooting took place, here at the car source. What do they call this? Are they calling this car source 3, I believe? Can't remember in the court place, but none of these cars were here in the middle. But basically right up here to the end of this Mercedes is where, this point right here is where so much of the focus of this case is going to take place, as to whether or not what happened right here was actually self-defense or not. And like the gentleman was saying down there, if they find out that this was self-defense here, then the rest of it's kind of done, right? If, however, they consider this one is deemed as a homicide, or a murder, manslaughter, however they want to go about it. And again, man, I'm sorry if my brain's not fully functioning, but it is wicked cold out here. Then the other two counts, the reckless endangerment, maybe will stick still, no matter. But the rest of the charges might be dropped. Now, they had made it clear, the judge made it very clear, that if they find it to be self-defense, that everything, and I think that was pinned on this part of the case, if they find that this portion that happened right here behind me, if this place right here where Rosenbaum was shot, if Kyle was truly defending himself, if he felt like his life was in danger here, that the other two gunshot victims, I don't mind calling them a victim. They got shot by a gun. They were a victim of a gunshot, yes. Motivation behind the trigger, again, is not my place to say. But then those two would be unimportant, I guess, or they're not going to be the focus of the case anymore. They'd have to let that go. So, like I said, this little spot right here was a trip, because you had, not only did Kyle Rittenhouse, those shots that were fired here, but there were several other shots that were fired after, and no one's talking about that either. I personally could attest for at least 3 dozen different gunshots that I heard personally, not just here, but all over town. But right here was crazy, because there was the 5 that you heard initially, right? You had Zeminski, who was here, and I'm trying to give you the best perspective. Over here, Rosenbaum and Kyle were here, and then right as Kyle after that exchange or that volley, if you will, whatever it was, you heard several more gunshots, and then it was the same thing down the street when everybody took off and ran around the corner. And Kyle Rittenhouse took off around the end of these cars here, ran down the street this direction, and made his way down to that part of the intersection there, that part of the road, that part of Sheridan, where the crowd caught up with him. Then thereafter, there was a bunch more gunshots. But again, those gunshots aren't on the stand right now. They're not on trial. It's the ones that were fired from Kyle Rittenhouse's gun. So, but the guy down there brought up a good point. Like, if Kyle Rittenhouse didn't shoot his gun after he heard Zabinski shoot his gun, if he didn't feel like that was a no pun intended, but a triggering moment for him to feel like he was threatened, was it that Rosenbaum was going for his gun? And he was definitely very well coached in what to say there about how he knew that if he took his gun that he would have killed him. And that's what it comes down to for the jury to decide, is that do they believe that he felt truly threatened for his life? So a lot of people are fighting about it, man. A lot of people are fighting about what really it was, and it was really down to Kyle and now the jury to figure that out. So there's I'll say this, like, there's a lot of police presence in this town. You see it a lot. That's sheriffs in Kenosha County. KPD is out strong. Those are the two. Now the sheriffs are the one that are taxed with the responsibility of guarding the courthouse. So you see them through the glass and inside and roaming around, but KPD is out here, so I'm not sure where that sheriff's going. Heading out to the county line maybe. That I had a chance to experience last night. The county folk. It was interesting. I'm gonna post up a picture later, you guys. It cracked me up of a raffle at a local bar, a local drinking hole that could win you a handgun, which was killing me. But what up? Oh, sorry. What's happening, man? What was interesting was back here was the what's going down? Oh my gosh. Is that shut up. Get out of here. You're amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, man. Oh God, I'm into it. Oh, you guys, I just got hot chocolate delivered. I'm a happy man. Oh. Just take a moment. Enjoy the snow and these cars while I imbibe. How are you?
Good, man.
Let me, here. I'm gonna let you guys look at the hotel or the hospital for a second. So yeah, I don't like we were just talking. Sorry guys, I had you on mute there for a second. I just want to make sure I'm not trying to put like hot mic moments, but I'll do this. Hot mic moments, man. I spend my time there, but this guy dropped off some hot chocolate, which is delicious. But you're local here. You live local. You're downtown. How are you vibing on things? Like,
it's pretty mellow right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully it stays mellow.
Yeah. You feel like there's any potential of there being any kind of, I mean, really, like in your core, do you think that it's going to even scratch the surface of anything that?
No.
Right.
Everybody's, I mean, there's little conflicts going on here and there, but that's a normal thing with people.
There's people arguing at the courthouse, you know. What did you see today though? It was nice, man. It kind of ended the day out there really well with people just having a conversation. I mean, at first temperatures were a little hot. I mean, not even temperature. I think people were just loud because maybe they just have voice modulation disorder. I don't know, but it was like just slow the yelling. Yeah, just listen, man. Like, and I think it's great to hear the differing viewpoints and, you know, just going back into a little bit more of why people individually feel the way they feel instead of looking at them as a collective and judging them according, you know, and we've been talking about it a lot on the feed, man. People have been doing that way too much. Dehumanizing people and just categorizing them as either a Democrat, Republican, you know, liberal, conservative, anti this, pro that. And it might be one of your viewpoints or maybe it's what you voted, but it doesn't have to be the definition of your being, you know what I mean?
Everybody should still be able to talk amongst one another
Absolutely.
without fighting.
I guarantee you have friends and family members that you hang out with on the regular that have wildly different viewpoints from you. You're that guy. You're the dude. And they still invite you to dinner.
My immediate family, yeah.
Right. Well, those are the ones that count, right? Yep. Somebody counts. But
my mom's watching it too.
What's her name? I'll give a shout out. Kathy. Much love. Thank you so much. I'm hanging out with your people right now. Brought me hot chocolate. Ipso facto. Love you.
You met her at the beach last year with me.
Okay, yeah. Man, I do actually. Man, I've run into a couple people from that day. Today, actually, down at the Sassy Bee, or what's next door to the Sassy Bee, the coffee shop? The Beehive? I don't know. Shout out to the Sassy. Shout out to Captain Mike's, Fex, the Brat Stop. I've gone to a lot of places here. We got some pizza from Kaiser's. We've gotten, I don't want to miss any spots. We've had a handful of places and more. Chutes and Ladders out there.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing food.
Did you check out the Daily Dose for breakfast?
No.
They got superb breakfast there and good coffee.
Well, you got, your classic in town here for your breakfast.
She's right up on 60th.
Okay.
Just down from Chutes and Ladders on the left-hand side.
Gotcha.
But you'd enjoy that one.
Yeah?
Breakfast paninis.
Oh, okay.
Coffee. Everything's homemade.
Preaching food right now, people. Preaching food. I live in that world. I swear that since I've been here in the last week, I've probably put on 10 pounds, you know what I mean? Like cheese curds and pizza. I'm not complaining, don't get me wrong, but I mean, my regiment's going to be complaining when I get back. My workout regimen, it's going to be taxed.
Beer at all?
I don't really drink too much, man. I mean, I have my occasional celebratory good job, but it's not really my jam. Yeah. I about finished this. I'm gonna give this back to you though, so you can take it with you, and then I'm gonna keep going here so I can wrap up here. But you guys, it's hot chocolate, amazing. My whole body just like melted internally. I'm trying to drink it fast, but it's super hot. I'm fighting through it.
I heard you making noise about the cold.
Yeah.
I'm just making hot chocolate and I'll sit down there. It's not that cold.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, dude, jeez. Well, you got my number. Get a hold of me, okay?
Right, yep,
Call me.
sure.
Let me know what's up. Maybe we can meet up and grab a slice or something.
All right.
Thanks again, brother. It's good seeing you. You too. All right, take care. So yeah, oh man, like I said, the folks, you guys, Keno here is amazing. Just a beautiful, beautiful place with incredible people. Being willing to deliver hot chocolate to a cold idiot with the camera on a street corner. So appreciate that. We're gonna walk down this direction though. So like I said, this is where that kind of like the apex of where things went. Granted, things moved their way up that direction to Uptown, and we'll be heading that up to Uptown at some point, probably tomorrow, take a look at that and show you guys what's going on. Running around this way though was where this car lot, I swear everything here looks broken. Like there's windows missing on cars. There's no window there. These tires are flat, cars are ripped apart. I know they had to rebuild their fleet, but man, I think they're missing parts of the fleet. Bumpers, you know, tires, hoods, engines, things like that, you know, the pertinence. So this is the hospital across the street right here where, like I said, people were, if you remember, we kind of looped around the backside here. I thought that Andrew had been involved in one of the shootings because people kept, you know, they were very vocal about it. They kept saying like, you know, Andrew, hospital. And I didn't know what was going on. So we made our way down. I made my way down here. Found him. He was going through it as well, man. Because Andrew was across the street right over here and saw the shootings from across the street that way. And looking down the street there. And I was in the middle of the street over here. So it was just all that area. But it's traumatic for everybody, man, to see that. And then made our way down here. And this is where we ran into Balch over here and Mikowski and all those guys after the fact. And we're kind of looking at the pictures of Kyle when he's running. Everyone was trying to piece it together at that point, trying to figure out what exactly actually happened. And honestly, I didn't even really care too much. I felt obligated to kind of be engaged in some of the interviews, but I was ready to be done with it, man. Like I said, after Gage got shot and I was working with that tourniquet, there was just so much blood that like it was in all of my camera gear, all over me, and it was really tough to figure out what we just experienced, you know, like what we had just witnessed, you know. And I think right now we're still trying to figure it out, you know what I mean? What did we experience? Was it some kid on the hunt? Was a kid defending himself? You know, I mean, as per the jury, like I said, they've got their work cut out for them there. But yeah, so the Bearcats or MRAPs, whatever they made their way into the hospital that direction. And at one point they shut the hospital down. It was locked down. They weren't letting anybody in there. They were not letting anybody in there. And then I believe that they were like fast track transported to whatever other hospitals in the area or around the area. I'm not sure. This is the, I'm gonna say it wrong. Frodert. Is it Frodert? Yeah, I think it's Frodert. I don't know. Could be wrong. Probably wrong. I'm sure I'm wrong. And Medical College of Wisconsin. We're gonna call it the Medical College of Wisconsin. Cut out the ignorant sound of my my replayer, but it's right over here. These guys. But this is where we went. Tell you, man, it was crazy. So this is basically where I got up to about here. This is like the point that I made it to. And then Kyle kind of ran past me this direction. Remember, like out on the road here is where he was carrying that gun. Hey. Man, a lot of friendly folk out here in the Keno. But right out here is where he kind of went past me with the gun, and he said, "I didn't shoot anybody," is what he said, which I didn't really feel was consequential in the matter, because he had a big gun. Like I keep saying, he had a just real big gun. It looked huge on this guy, like it was just hanging across his whole body. And we made it down here, and right about here, I was in the middle of the road there, and was making my way right through here. Sorry, let me give you guys a better view of that. Right out here, and then the crowd kind of just started rolling past me. And as they made it up here, that's where we saw things like baseball bats and table legs and whatnot. And then you saw Gage kind of run past me as well with the, in that video they keep showing of mine where he's got his hand on the gun in the small of his back, which I thought was interesting in the case because I feel like it came up kind of pertinent where they said that Rosenbaum at one point put his hands up so you could clearly see that he didn't have a weapon. When in my video you see Gage reaching behind him to the small of his back for a weapon, which you wouldn't have been able to see when Rosenbaum had his hands up if he had a gun hidden and the small of his back. So they never brought that up, and I feel like that's a valid fact to play into it, that you don't know where someone has a weapon. It could have been in a pocket. It could have been anywhere. They don't just have to be on a hip. That's where people would carry one that are like what we saw earlier. If you have like an open carry situation and you've got a gun and you're looking to make sure people know that you're carrying a firearm, there you go. A lot of guys that I know when I ride motorcycles, they strap them to their chest because it's just a safer way to carry it so it doesn't get bumped, or knocked off. But either way, the crowd here made its way up right up there, and that's where I'll get a little, like I said, it's where the final shots were fired, at least from Kyle Rittenhouse. I don't know where the rest of the shots were fired from because they haven't identified that yet, which is crazy to me. That, I mean, we'll walk up here a little bit and I'll show you like another area where more shots were fired. Not just shots, but also like where it's crazy. I got to see some of the footage that I say this a lot, you guys, and I mean it when I say it. There's so much of this that I have not taken the time to review. Not taking the time, but haven't really sat down to jump into. Just sitting and watching the hours and hours of footage. But I was pouring through some video today, and I just saw a bunch of stuff that I hadn't seen before. That I had totally forgotten about. And the sounds, you guys, were a big deal. Like, all you could hear is that crunch of baseball bats on windshields, shattering glass, plate glass windows hitting the ground. And then, like you guys said, like right behind me is where the shots were fired here. So the final shots were fired. And then Kyle Rittenhouse ran or walked, whatever, right over there. Basically where all those lights are is where the police were, where he subsequently tried to turn himself in. Apparently, I didn't see it, but apparently he was pepper sprayed and then went home. Talked to his mom, whatever he did with Dominic Black or whoever he was, chit-chatting with, and then went down to the police station and turned himself in, and the rest is in the process of making history. So, oh man, this darn stick of mine. But, so Sheridan right here is like that arterial feed where all of it was going down. I don't know if you can see how much snow is. It's not sticking, but it's definitely a good flurry of snow coming through right now. Honestly, I don't know how normal it is for the amount of police presence that I'm seeing out here, but there are a lot of police out right now, which is, here, let me show you guys this. I don't know if you can see all that snow. Whew. This building over here is all. Holla! What's up? How you doing, man?
Good, man.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
How's everything?
Regular.
Regular, that's good.
Yeah.
As long as regular is a good thing.
You ever got your car here? Tires.
This you?
Boss.
Good looking, man. I appreciate it. You hear that? You guys need to get your tires done. Come on down here to Ed's Used Tires. Get it handled. We'll get you taken care of. All right, my guy, be good. Right over the street here, this place, I mean, all of this was getting smashed up. And then if you get up here, I didn't see a lot of damage to this building, the tire shop. But right over here, this store, across the street here. is your secondhand superstore. This one got hit as well. You know, we got filmed. Man, it was crazy because I remember all this. This is glass getting smashed all the way through here. There was cars parked in front of that building. They were all smashed up as well. They had come over here, broken into this building, and tried to light a fire in the back, if I remember correctly. And I saw somebody throw what looked like a Molotov-style cocktail in here, and it didn't ignite, luckily. But it definitely got broken into. We haven't talked to anybody about the looting and things that were just stolen. Like, not just the damage, but the theft. So that was like another motor business of some type. I know it was a dealership, but there's a lot of cars parked out here. They were all banged up. And then of course right here this was a big one for me because I had never seen a structure fire like the one that I saw here. And that's where the furniture store was. And now it's been completely torn down. It's just grass in that lot. What's wild is I was standing behind this pole right here, trying to shield myself from the heat of the fire. And I was just hearing tons of gunshots down the street over here. Just pop, 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 pop. At least 12 in a row. Just nonstop gunshots. And from what I've heard, that may not be all too foreign in Kenosha. I was talking to someone earlier, and they said that there was a shootout here recently someone died, and there was no less than 80 shots fired between multiple people, and basically right downtown Kenosha, which hasn't made any news that I've seen, which is crazy to me. But we're gonna walk. So, like I said, the furniture store was there. And at one point, we had the furniture store there, this auto dealership here, and then behind it, all these cars were on fire back here as well, right up against the side of that church. If you remember, the glass is broken in on this building here. And I went into the garage, tried to find some fire extinguishers, and the ones I did find were empty, unfortunately, so that we weren't able to use them for putting out any. Not that I feel like it would have really made a difference, but I think that I was just kind of grasping at straws at that point. But this place right here, this spot actually for me has a pretty deep emotional connection to Kenosha. I remember standing like right here, and I just set the feed down on top of one of the cars, and I don't mind saying it, man, I just kind of bawled it out for a minute. Just I felt super helpless. Like, there was cars exploding over here. It looked like another church was about to catch on fire. People were destroying, I mean, you could hear windows getting smashed everywhere over here. People were destroying all the cars over there, windows getting bashed out on everything over there. This building was, I mean, as high as you could see were flames. What's up? And that was weird. And then to my right was the DOC building right here. And I'll walk down there and show you guys where that was. And that building was, like I said, it felt like it was just 100-foot flames. This is where that American flag went down.
I was surprised that you came back. I was like, wow, that's cool, man. And we're in the area, and
yeah.
We're here, and I just wanted to say I appreciate what you're doing, man. You know?
Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. I mean, the reception here in Kenosha just warms my heart. It feels so good to be like as open-armed embraced as I have been here. It was hard to come back. It was like this walk for me is like, it's been kind of emotional. Even just going down, like seeing a lot of the old spots, you know, the burned down buildings, like where the shootings took place, and like I hadn't done it in a while. I actually, like, up until this court case, I hadn't even looked at my footage of the events in Kenosha because I don't think I was really emotionally ready to kind of run through it again. So it's been really cathartic, you know, being able to go through this all, as I'm sure it has been for a lot of people.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's been a wild ride. That's for
It
sure.
definitely has been. I feel like we're getting close to the end, though. You know what I mean? And I think we got positive changes taking place since then. And from all my, you know, time out here, I feel like the city of Kenosha's moved past the thought that they're going to allow what happened last summer to even, you know, touch the streets of Kenosha again. So that feels really good too.
Yeah, man. I saw a bunch of other streamers
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's good to kind of, all these guys that, we know from all around the country. We see them and everywhere from DC, LA, Louisville, like all over the place, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Kenosha, man, it's the hub. It's where everyone's at right now. Whole world's here.
I'm sure you've heard it a bunch of times, but there's never really been an event that took place here that was this large.
Right. Yeah.
Where the whole entire globe was like focused in.
Absolutely.
So it's pretty wild.
There's very few places that actually do get that kind of attention, and normally it's big cities, right? You have like, Tulsa or Seattle or, Miami or, New York, but yeah, little Kenosha. Yeah. Which to me, I think is a big city. I think, it's 100,000 people, but it's still a pretty big place to me, I think.
Spread out pretty far.
Yeah.
I've been here 50 years, so, I've seen a lot of change.
50 years? I don't look a day over 30. What are you talking about?
No, dude, I just turned 50.
Okay, happy birthday, man. Jeez. So I had to stand up, I was freezing up on myself there.
Are you sure you don't need a bride or anything?
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I'm just kind of doing the walk here.
Okay. Are you good with food and money?
Oh, yeah.
And shit like that?
Yeah, real good. Yeah.
I've sent you some money before.
I appreciate that.
Last summer.
Thank you very much.
You know if you needed anything, man.
Thank you. Here, let me give you a card real quick. And while I'm in town here, if you want to get a hold of me, I got to just reach into this pocket with this guy because the glove hand doesn't work. But I'll go anywhere. There we go. It's got my number on there, too. Feel free to give me a call while we're in town. Maybe we can grab a slice of pizza or something like that.
Yeah. How long are you going to be here?
Until after the verdict. So definitely up to the weekend, and then we'll see what happens next week. So.
Yeah, do you think something's going to happen?
No. No, I don't think the verdict will come back until next week, honestly.
I've never seen anything that long before. It's kind of...
Yeah. This is a pretty unique case, man. There's a lot of stuff happening in this case that I think a lot of people are really watching, but wondering what it's going to do and what it's going to mean for other situations. Like you heard people out front that were saying, like, it's the Second Amendment they feel is on trial, and
It kind of is in a way,
a lot of people have a very personal attachment to it.
It seems like it's more. There's more to it than just Kyle Rittenhouse.
Sure, sure.
It's kind of like a tipping point almost for the court system.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, and we'll see how it gets handled. I hope that. I really truly just want to see justice in the best fashion that it could possibly be executed, which is through all the facts and through real deliberation of honest investment of time. So let's just hope that's the way it goes. I feel confident that it's going that way. I think we're like I said, I think we're doing better as people. I think we're doing better. And I'm seeing things even today on the steps of the courthouse, conversations taking place, people that are able to have a little discourse about things they may not agree on. But really, if we're not able to communicate, then what are we doing as people, We don't have to agree with each other, but it doesn't mean you have to engage with each other. And if you do choose to engage, take the aggression out of it and just stay curious, you know what I mean? Stay curious.
I've noticed it's kind of hard for people to do that.
It is. We're so embrazen and ensconced in our own belief system, and our own thoughts that we feel 100% that what we have to think is right. And a lot of us are afraid to think otherwise because we'd have to question our whole foundation,
Right.
But stay open to it, stay malleable, stay organic in your existence, I would hope.
The other thing that doesn't help is the fact that the internet kind of reads your history.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what it's called, but so it gives you news that it thinks you want to see.
Absolutely.
So you're being shown what they think you should see.
Right.
So because it just follows like your history.
Sure. So everybody should hashtag CJTV. Just make sure it shows up. I don't know if that's an actual thing, but if it is or isn't, make it happen, people.
Yeah. I just think that it's it follows what you think you should or that you would like.
Yeah.
And that kind of polarizes a lot of things for if you say for example you go on Google where you live in Seattle or whatever.
Yeah.
Type in I don't know something about African elephants or something.
Sure.
And I do it here in Kenosha. You're gonna get two completely different
The algorithms, man.
Yeah, man.
Good luck figuring it out. There is no rhyme or reason to any of the algorithms.
And I think a lot of that has to do with, separating people from it's part of it.
It is. It is.
We're not getting all the same information.
We talked about it down there, but the places that we do get central information isn't giving us proper information, and that's I think a real issue.
That's true.
And we talk a lot about mainstream media, but it's just you have a slighted narrative from depending on what media source you go to, and so.
That's why it's cool seeing you guys out here in the raw, man. There's no.
Yeah, we tell everybody, man, if you don't like what you're seeing on my page, change channels, man. Go to someone else. They might be standing on the other side of a crowd and hear something different, and it gives you a chance to decentralize your media and get it from as many sources as possible. And really here we have a chance to show people what happens as it happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, all your guys' footage was, I didn't see any major news crews in it. Like
No. Yeah, I don't think they're.
You guys were in the trenches, man.
Yeah.
And those guys weren't. So.
No, I don't think they're a lot of us are kind of built for it, you know what I mean? But some of us we had to kind of engineer ourselves for it too, so to get there.
Right.
But hey man, I'm gonna keep pushing.
Okay, bro.
Not that I don't want to talk more, but my feet are freezing up and I kind of need to loop the block here.
I hear you, man.
But
just wanted to give a shout out.
I really appreciate you stopping in, man. Thank you very much, and appreciate the kind words as well.
I appreciate what you're doing, man. So yeah, maybe I'll hit you up before you leave, man.
Shoot me a message, take a selfie, send it with that, and I like to put faces with names, and then I'll keep you locked in the Rolodex, man. Andrew, pleasure to meet you again. What was your name back there? What is it?
Her name is Gigi.
Gigi, nice to meet you over there, Gigi.
That's my wife.
Pleasure. Andrew, again, so good to meet you, man. Thank you. You are the youngest 50-year-old I've ever seen in my life.
Are you serious?
Dude, I would have put you a day over 31, 32.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, man. Obviously, my guy moisturizes. Whatever you do, you're doing right. Gigi, you got to keep her here. That's great.
Thanks, bro.
You got it, man. Get a hold of me, okay?
I will, man.
Please do. You guys drive safe tonight, okay? Take care. Awesome people here in Kenosha, man. What's interesting is this is the Crisis Prevention Center is right here next door to the DLC building that burned down, and which used to be right back here. So this was the DLC building. All of that orange, like plastic fence they put up there. Here, I'll show you guys. Maybe it's better on this side of it. Yeah, it is. All right. This all used to be a building. This entire building burned down. Man, that hot chocolate is fighting me. Man. So all of this was the DLC building. I mean, you can imagine the size of this building here, right? So to put it in scope, you've got, it's basically an entire city block. That was all one huge fire, coupled with that fire happening right there, all those fires happening right there, other fires on the other side of town, the garbage fires that were happening everywhere around here, amongst the other fires that were happening in other places. This is interesting here. I'm going to show you this billboard too. Uh-oh. Oh, get out of here, man. You're amazing. My guy, we were just talking about these foot warmers. You're amazing, man. Thank you so much. My guy, again, check that tire shop out, guys. I'm gonna show you guys the signage real quick.
Are you gonna walk back? It's warm in here.
It is, yeah, okay. Maybe I'll take a ride. Actually, yeah, I'm just gonna take a look at this billboard and then we could wrap. Actually, I'll be good with that. Give me 1 sec, okay? Cool, thank you. So I'm gonna show you guys this billboard, which I think is really pertinent to something that happened today, yesterday, which was so this is Michael Bell Jr. and Michael Bell Sr. was out yesterday advocating for to reinvestigate the police shooting of his son, Michael Bell Jr. He was a gentleman that had the gun, the AR-15 that was out. They called him the Maserati Man. But he was out handing out the New York Times publication. He had a 2-page spread in the New York Times about his son. this case here, if you look into michaelbell.info, I believe it might give you more information about what happened there. But this case has changed the legislation that allows now outside law enforcement outside law enforcement departments to investigate the different departments. So, I'm not sure who they would defer to in that, but it does add an extra layer of accountability in police-involved shootings and other things that might need to have something outside of like an internal affairs. Take a look at it. So, yeah, take a look at that. michaelbell.info. That's michaelbell.info. And it'll give you a better look at kind of what was happening in the wicked cold and hungry. And I'm going to go grab a bite to eat, I think, right now. And but I'm going to wrap. It's been a long, cold day. But again, we have a lot tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. Set up notifications on Facebook and YouTube. Become a supporter, guys. That helps everything come to fruition here. Like, all of this is coming together because we have supporters and contributions from you, the viewers, that make this happen. So thank you all so much for not just the stars and the super chats, but for all you guys that have come over and dropped contributions in the Cash App and PayPals and all that. Helped buy the tickets to get here. It's definitely making a big difference about my ability to stay here and continue to do the broadcasts that we're doing. So stay tuned. We got more to come. We got a lot ahead of us. We might have a wrap tomorrow on the case, and it might be another 3-4 days until we come around. They might release they might just come in tomorrow and tell the jury to take the weekend off and then Friday off like they did last week, and then come back to town on Monday and see what happens. So love you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Tune in later. Make sure to share the stream, even right now. Share it out. It all helps. It all helps, and it's good to get as many eyes in here as possible for people to kind of go through this with me as you've gone through it with me from the beginning. So much love, everybody. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Have a great night.